Oh, hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Let's have a happy and healthy new year as we head into 2023. Crazy important stuff this morning. I'm going to talk about some news that's going to affect the market and why we saw even the futures go from up 250 back down to under 100 on the Dow. Makes sense why? I'm going to share why. Okay, first, China factory numbers are down. China is doing a flip on their COVID policy. Their COVID policy was you have COVID, it's okay. Go out and work, go out and shop. No longer are they doing that policy. 9,000 people are dying in China every day. That's a Chinese number. The truth is, it's probably higher than that. Okay, what else do we have? We have Fed minutes this week coming out tomorrow, Wednesday. We have some job numbers later in the week. Now, what happens in an economy like this? Gold tends to go up as inflation goes up, as interest rates are going up. Gold is seen as a safe haven. What else? Tesla. Tesla had deliveries. Tesla had record deliveries of 405,000. Why is Tesla down to $118 this morning? Because they missed the estimated deliveries for this quarter were 427,000. They came in at 405, which is a record pace for them, up like, I believe, 40% year over year. However, they missed by 22,000. That is why Tesla is down. Let's talk about the market. The S&P was down, the market as a whole was down 27% last year. Now, after down years, 81% of the time, the market goes higher. So after a down year, and we had 3 straight up years in the market, and so did China, and we finally had a down year last year, 81% of the time, the market's going to go higher the next year. And on average, the average is going to be 14% higher. So that is why some people are bullish. Plus, the Fed can still come in with a soft landing. But let's talk about today really quick, and then we'll get into the SPY. What's going on today? You saw futures. When futures opened, they were red last night. I predicted the SPY would open right around 384 this morning and that futures were turned green. Futures were actually very green, but what is hindering the market today? Very easy. If you look at the US dollar, and I'm going to do it with you right now, the US dollar was at 103.50 overnight, okay? 103.50. This morning, it is a dollar higher, 104.57, which is 1% higher. It does look like it's coming down, which would be better for stocks. But that's why you saw futures were extremely green. And then they went from green to 50 to green like 70. And you saw everything that would look like it was going to rebound come back. That's because of the US dollar. So I'll also check out interest rates to see if there was a spike. And there was a morning spike around 7 a.m. And the interest rates do look like they're going higher. However, oil looks like it's rebounding, which would be a strong sign for the market as well. So when I get here, and I'm going to talk about goals pretty quickly before I get into the SPY, because that's more important. This is more of a generic topic. You must have goals when you invest. You must have goals when you do anything. The reason for having a goal is you know when you've achieved your goal, it's okay. Meaning, I've had weeks last year where I traded 216 trades. I counted them. And after that week, I said, less trading for me, because it's not about being active in the market. It's about being correct in the market. It's about taking your time, setting goals, and achieving one's goals. So I have a small account. My small account, which is starting out at $270, is looking to grow $40 a day, $30 a day, make one successful trade. So first off, you must have a cash account, even for a small account. Good news. You could have a cash account with moomoo. You could have a cash account with Webull. You can now have a cash account with Robinhood, and they still let you trade options. It doesn't take much time to make that transfer over. So please, the first thing I want everybody to tell themselves is, I must have a freaking cash account. The next thing I want everybody to tell themselves is, let's make a goal for the day, okay? If you're trading $5,000, what would be a great goal for the day? 10%, $500? Understand that even I'm going back a number of years when I was working a real job as the, director of something operations for this company. I broke down my salary, and after taxes, I was making about $392 a day. And I was driving an hour each way to this company. So I told myself, geez, $400 a day, no driving to the company, set my own clock, set my own time. So please have your own goals. If you have a smaller account, $40 a day, $50 a day. If you have a $100 account, you want to make $6 or $8, that's great. Move on to the next day, the next trade. Do not over trade. Make sure you have a strategy. Okay, so we spoke about China. We spoke about the Fed minutes. The next Fed raise will probably be 25 basis points. I believe that'll happen February 4th, already baked into the market. So again, if rates tend to come down, US dollar, interest rates come down, that's bullish for the market. If you see a spike in the 2-year, the 10-year, or the US dollar, kind of like we saw this morning, you'll see how futures went from up 250 points to only up like 70 or 80 points. Again, okay, gold strength, spoke about Tesla. Now, where would I be instead of being in Tesla if I have to choose? I mentioned this company last week, Li Auto, right? What's going on this morning with Li Auto? I believe it's probably up like 5 or 6% pre-market. I'm just going to take a quick look. It is up 6% pre-market. Why? Because their numbers in China are growing, whereas Tesla and some other EV companies have shrinking numbers. Li actually has strong numbers in China, with people saying China is going to rebound and finally get things straight this year. That is a strong company. Now, would I buy in where it is now? No, I mean, a great entry would have been $18. It's what? 21.66 this morning. So you're talking about 18 to 26. You're talking about 19% increase in the past like 3 days. So you never buy a company after it goes up 19%. What it does is it goes on your watch list. Should it come back to the under $19 range, $18.90, $18.70, something like that, it becomes extremely interesting to me. At its current pace, I stay away. So we got the SPY. If you saw my prediction, I thought the SPY would open at 384. Where are we sitting this morning? 384. Perfect lead into the SPY talk. Why is that important? Because I'm going to Discord, which I just pulled up on the screen, and you can still join our Discord using, I'm assuming, a link below. Go to Discord. I will type in the dark pool levels for the SPY. Now, it looks like somebody beat me to the punch, so I don't have to type it in. Oh, that's for Tesla. Okay, so somebody did not beat me to the punch. There's the Apple dark pool levels. Here's my SPY dark pool levels. Okay, why is this important? Last week, I spoke about the SPY rejecting $384.30 right here, which is a dark pool level. Where did we reject last week? $384.30. That was when the SPY was at $380. So what would my estimate or guess be for today? If we're going to break north, first off, the rates, the 2-year, the 10-year, the US dollar have to flatten out instead of spiking like they are this morning. But assuming they do flatten out over, let's just say, today's full day of today, and we hold 384.30 as support, okay? Again, we're right now at 384.43, so we're a little over the support level. So I'll give you the bull case scenario and bear case. Bull case scenarios, 384.30 becomes support, and we make it up to the next level, which is 388.11. I actually think it's going to happen today. So I would be looking for the SPY to reject $388 and maybe like 50 cents, because sometimes when you have a level, we go plus or minus 20 or 30 cents from that level. Understanding if we break 388, the next level is 392 or slightly there under. If 384.30 does not hold, what are we going to see? 380.50. Now, again, that level was slightly lower. It goes up as the average goes up. The moving day average goes up. So I'm looking on the SPY, and I will write it down right here. $380 is support if we break 384 going to the downside. Now, if we break 384.30 to the downside, we have to touch like 383.80 for me to be negative. 383.80 makes me negative, and that we'll see 380. If we hold 383.80, then again, 384.30 will act as support, and the next level up will be the 388 range, which again, in my thought process, is highly likely. Now, let me tell you the psychology behind my thought process. Psychology behind my thought process is Remember when we started the fourth quarter and the markets were extremely beat up in the first quarter last year, the second quarter last year, the third quarter started to see a reversal towards the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter, first 2 days, I mentioned window dressing, meaning large funds, big money. They have to change their portfolios. It's the first day of the new quarter. They want to get into some heavily beaten up stocks. I mentioned this weekend when I was speaking to some people that I saw a rotation into more Dow plays, meaning into airlines. And no, I would stay the hell away from Southwest. Somebody said to me, like American Airline? And I said, no, Americans also run pretty shitty, just like Southwest. Where would I look right now? I would look at United, right? Because they have international flights. If I want to stay domestic, I would look at Delta Airlines, okay? I would stay away from troubled airlines like JetBlue. I would stay away from troubled airlines like Southwest for right now, okay? Even yesterday, they had 1% canceled. Day before, 4% canceled. Day before that, I think we were back in the 20% canceled. What else? Casino stocks. Those are returned to society plays. Energy stocks still, but I'm looking more along other Dow plays like a FedEx, which I mentioned to Discord, Disney, which I'm currently in, a Nike, which if it holds support after the earnings level, could go higher. Okay, so SPY levels again today, we're looking at 380 on the downside. If we breach 380, we're going to touch 380 and change today. Is it likely? Probably. We still see volatile markets. However, on the high side, I would think we're going to breach or break 384.30 going higher, understanding the next level up is going to be 388. Do we get to 388 today? Probably not the way the market is, but I do think today will be a bullish day. If you look at the Hang Seng market overnight, I believe we're going to see a similar pattern. So let me see if I can just pull up the Hang Seng. Where the heck would I find that? Oh, Chinese market. That would make sense. So let's go to markets. Let's go to overseas. And I'm just going to show you guys what the chart looks like. Again, the Hang Seng finished up about 1.84%. Now, what you could see is as our futures turned red and right around, where's my finger? There it is. Right there, we had a huge dip in the Chinese market at open. It actually went red. Now, at the same time, our U.S. futures went red. And I was like, okay, shit. Let me check in on China around 1 a.m. When I checked in on China, I saw a dip, a recovery, and steps higher. So I said to myself, that is likely what we're going to see. When I wake up in the morning, it is more than likely futures will be green. So again, what I do is I come up with a concept or an idea, and I say, this is likely. And then I make sure along the way at different checkpoints that I am correct. And as long as I'm correct, that follows along with my strategy, which is how I make predictions on a daily basis. And I'm pretty damn accurate. So again, I ask you all, please use the same tools that I use. Use your Discord, use my Discord, our Discord. Oh, great thing about our Discord. Guess who's going live streaming? What is it? Tomorrow, which is Wednesday and Thursday at 9:15 a.m. Romeo's back. Romeo will be doing his live stream 9:15 tomorrow, 9:15 on Thursday. Why is that great? Because I don't like to trade between 9:30 and 10:30 a.m. I let the spreads narrow. What is Romeo awesome at? Picking winning trades and market direction between 9:30 and 10:30. How does he do it? Does he make predictions like I do? No, he uses actually analysis. He uses the candlesticks. He can tell you plus or minus a minute. He's like a sniper, and he gives out that information. So please, if you're newer to trading, please join the Discord. Pay attention to Romeo's live stream. He explains it pretty damn well. All right, so with that said, I usually like to talk about a trade or two that I'm entering for the week. My trade or two entering for the week, I'm carrying over my Disney options from last week. Why is that important? Okay, you know what? Let's bring up Discord again just so I can show you guys exactly the benefits. All right, so we'll go to Discord. Let's go to my room. Maybe I made it over here. Trade alerts. Let's see if it's in the trade alerts. Okay. Okay, so I went into Disney options, call options, $88 strike. They were $68. Can you guys see this? Did I add it? I did. Thank goodness. They were $68 right here. After I bought some at $68, I said exactly what I was talking about. I mentioned the above post. The possible low for the day would be $55 per contract. So I mentioned it could be 55. Why did I get 55? Because I used this line right here and I saw the low and I said, you know, we could revisit that. Now, again, that was when the contract was trading at $65. And I thought maybe we can go down by 20% because I matched it up on the chart. The great thing about these Disney contracts is they went down to exactly $55 per contract at a low. What happened at close? They went up to over, let's like my own post, why not? They went up over $1.04 per contract. So again, got in at $68 or $65 a contract. When I did, I alerted and said, shit, I might not have called the bottom. These things can actually go down to $55 a contract if it matches up to the chart I just posted above. Again, that was an hour in advance. So what did some people do? They put in their orders for $55 a contract. Where did Disney go down to? $55 a contract. In the last 20 minutes of the day when Disney spiked and I got my alert from Robinhood. Where was Disney per contract? Over $1.05 per contract. So you're in at 55, you're out at $1.04. Again, I'm carrying mine forward, but you're out at $1.04. What is that? That's like 92%. Now let's go check out Disney this morning. I haven't actually looked at that. I tend not to look at pre-market. It doesn't really do that much. All right, Disney is up 0.93%, so almost 1%, about $1 higher. So those same contracts, $55 a contract, closed at $1.04. The fact that Disney's up like $1 pre-market, where are those contracts going to open? $1.50. So if you're in at 55 cents, you're up to $1.04, you're up 92%. Now they go up to $1.50. You set your sale at $1.65, something like that. That's 200%. If you guys all get trades like 200%, that is great. Now, what's my strategy? Am I selling my Disney this morning? Heck no. Why? Because if interest rates in the US dollar, if it settles, my thought process on Disney is big money institutions want to buy Disney. They want a Disney position, and they're going to want a Disney position within the first couple of days of the new year. So let's just say the markets don't throw up on themselves and we see a bit of green. Let's just surprise ourselves with a bit of green. Bit of green, Disney goes up, boom, $90. Disney goes up, 91, 92. If I get an 8% or a 9% move in Disney, that's $6 or $7. Now, why do I think that is possible? I look at those same Disney contracts and I go back a week. They were $7, then they were $4, then they were $3, then they were $1, then they were 55 cents. What was our entry? 55 cents, 68 cents, 65 cents. Where are they now? $1.04. So we're on that rebounding curve. Disney has inflow. I happen to know two large institutions that are buying into Disney. Whether they buy in today, I don't know. I don't get that close to the institutions, but I understand what their buying principle is, why they're buying, and how they buy in increments. Okay, so that's about it. We had Chicago PMI down last week. We had year over year. Again, when the S&P, when the markets go down like they did last year, 27%, 81% of the time, the markets will go up the next year. So 4 out of every 5 years, when we see a market like we did last year in 2022, the market will go up 81% of the time. And in that 81% of the time, the market's going to go up 14%. So if we look at the SPY and you say, okay, well, 14%, that doesn't sound like much. I have stocks that move 14% in one day. Let's just do the math. The SPY closed at 382, right? Let's just say 383. Well, 10% is 38 points. 14% will be another 14. So you're talking about 52 points. 52 points, you're talking about 435 on the SPY. 435 on the SPY. Let's remember last year's high, which was on this day, January 3rd, a year ago, we were touching 480 on the SPY. 480, we went all the way down to like 350, 355. Again, if the markets hold their own this year and we get that 14% move higher, you're talking about 435 on the SPY as it sits at 382. So that's a longer term position. As far as I go, as far as today goes, I saw futures wanted to be green. Hang Seng was green, even with all that issues in China. Again, there's going to be buying, I believe, the first, the second day of the new quarter, the new year. I appreciate everybody for joining me. Happy New Year to everybody. Remember to set goals for your day. The goals should fall in line with your account. If you have a $100 account, making $100 a day is ridiculous. If you have a $10,000 account, making $100 a day is ridiculous, meaning you want to make more. Me, I have multiple accounts, but let's just use an account that has like $5,000 in it. I would be looking to make slightly under 10% and do it safely. If I can make $400 to $500 a day, and I understand in the real world, some people earn $200 a day, some people $400, some people $1,000 a day. Understanding there are, excluding weekends and holidays, you have about 220 trading days. So if you're talking about making $500 a day, that's $110,000 you're going to add. Let's just say you have a real job as well, and you say, okay, don't need an extra $110,000. I'd be happy with an extra $40,000 or $50,000 a year. Understand that's $250 a day. $250 every trading day, right? So you're going to come up to a little about $1,200 a week is going to get you to where you need to be. So slow things down. Don't overtrade. Don't over leverage yourself. Make sure you follow strategy and find something like our platform or some other platform that gives you the analytics. Because if you're just guessing in the market, you're like, oh, I like airlines today. Oh, I like Apple today. No, you should be looking at dark pool levels. You should be looking at what big money is doing. And as long as the dark pool levels show support and big money agrees with you, again, they're buying more calls, they're selling more puts, or vice versa. You think something's going down, they're buying more puts and they're selling the calls. When you see big money selling calls and buying puts, yes, whatever it is likely going to go down. With that said, have a great morning. I'll be shooting a Discord video at 9 a.m., coming back at 11:15. Romeo is doing live trading tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, 9:15 a.m. Appreciate everybody joining us. See you guys later. Have a